Welcome to the Big and Little Crochet video, and this is hexagon number 24, the two-tone hex, and we've got the teal and the blush together, which is a great colour combo. And we're starting off with the teal, and I've done a chain of 6, and I'm going to join that with a slip stitch. So take the hook back into that first chain and join into a ring. Now we're going to be working directly into the ring, and we're going to be doing treble clusters. Now I'm going to start with a 2 chain. Now normally you would have 3 chains for a treble cluster, but for a treble, but a cluster is slightly shorter, you'll see. So we go to make our first treble and pull through the first part, and then you stop, so don't do the second bit of the stitch, and then do the whole thing again, and then pull the yarn through all of those 3 stitches to make this pointed cluster, and then a 3 chain between each one. And next time we're doing a 3 treble cluster, so the first part of the treble only, and you do that 3 times, and then through all 4 stitches, and then that 3 chain again. So we're going to have 6 of those little petal clusters, so do some more round the ring. So at the end of that first round, I've done my 3 chain, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the first chain up there. And the next round we're going to introduce the blush, so I'm going to get it ready, although we don't need it quite yet, but it won't be long. So it's there ready, because we're going to be doing 2 colours in one round. I know, a bit radical. So I'm going to start off with a 2 chain and a 2 treble cluster into this space. So basically we're doing the same again, but double. So I'm going to have 2 clusters in each of these gaps. So this is going to be a 3 treble cluster. So at this point I'm going to pull the blush through there and do 3 chains with the blush, and I'm going to hold the teal at the back along that row, so that when I do my next cluster with the blush, I work it into the back, and that means that it'll be there when we need to change colour again. So I'm doing another 3 treble cluster, 3 chain, 3 treble cluster, this time with the blush, and I'm running the teal along the back so that it's ready for when we want to change colour in a minute. So through all of those. So there's my cluster. Now I'm going to pick up the teal and do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and work the other way round. So now I'm working with the teal and I'm holding the blush at the back ready for the next round. So I've got the blush at the back there, and this is my second 3 treble cluster in this space. And now I'm going to pull the blush up. It's easy to get into a tangle when you're twisting the colours round, and do 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, making sure that one doesn't become too loose. And I'll hold the teal at the back this time and work it in. 1, 2, 3. And the joy with working with 2 colours in this way is that you make patterns that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So do that 2 more times, so a teal one and then a blush one, and then we'll join the row. So at the end of that round, I'm going to pick up the teal here and do my last 3 chain with teal, because I know we've got to start with teal in the next round, and I'm going to join to the chain at the top of that first cluster, and I'm pulling the blush along with me so we keep it together, and that'll get worked in there. Now in the next space I'm going to do 2 chain and then a 2 treble cluster to start off with, then 3 chain and another 3 treble cluster this time into that space. Oh, I haven't got enough yarn. There we are, so I've got a double in that space. Now I need to pick up the blush, so get that end out of the way and do my 3 chain. And then I'm going to do a single cluster into the next space. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 chain, and we'll do a double cluster in the next one here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm pulling the teal along behind me so that it's encased in the stitches that I'm doing now, so it'll be there when we want it in the next row. So 1 more blush cluster in the next stitch there, the next space rather. And now it's time to pick up the teal again, and I've got a bit tangled up here because I've been a bit careless with my ends. You have to keep your balls sorted out when you're working with colours. Some people like to put them in paper bags, and that just makes a lot of noise to go with the tangles. Now I'm going to pick up the teal and pull that through, and then I'm going to do 2 clusters into that teal space. So you do teal where there's teal and blush where there's blush on the whole. So when we get to the end, I'm going to pull the teal through for the last time and do 3 chain and fasten off at the top here. So I'm going to join up with a slip stitch to the top of that first cluster, and then we're ready for the next round. So now we can fasten off the blush. So I'm just going to cut this ball off and we'll sew that in later on. And now we're going to continue just with the teal. So in the next round we're going to be doing trebles, and I'm going to do 2 lots in this corner. So in this first space here I'm going to do a slip stitch to get into that space, and then 1, 2, 3 chain, and I'm going to do 3 trebles, just ordinary trebles this time, and then 2 chain and another 3 trebles, and that's going to be our corner. And then I'm going to do 3 trebles in each of those 3 chain spaces until we get to the next one here, and then it'll be a double again. So 3 treble, and then 3, 2, 3 here. And at the end I've got the teal all the way around, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that first 3 chain that you did, and we've just got a few ends to sew in, but there you are, that's the 2-tone hex done.